Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to YouTube Gaming Community 109. It has been a wild and crazy couple of days here. You know, when I uploaded both 107 and 108 YouTube Gaming Community, one in the afternoon, one late at night, to get them out because I'd recorded them the day before and for some reason having upload issues. I never thought 108 would get the attention it got. I want people aware that what IGN does is a practice of not just IGN but other companies in the community. And it was kind of freaky when I started, you know, okay, I put the video up the next day, I come back, you know, when I have time I come back to check my messages and have people message me that GamingIrresponsibility.com had done an article about my video and had, you know, cited me in it, where you clicked on my name, it would go to my channel in the video. And then that N4G also had it up on their site, and then somebody put in read it, R-E-D-D-I-T, and then I just searched for the heck of it that night, and I saw it was on a couple other sites and just basically took the article that Gaming Responsibility did and just cut it down a little bit and slapped it on their site. And it kind of blew me away because you never think about, well, I'm making a video on YouTube and it's gonna go anywhere outside the community, right? But I mainly was searching the web to see the other stuff about IGN. I mean, there was posts all the way 3 months ago on forums about IGN slapping copyright on people's gameplay videos. This is not something that just started today. Now, some people left a comment in my video about how, well, IGN owns the video, they have the right to copyright it. That is true, but the videos I'm talking about, these people played the game on their system, recorded with their own camera, has nothing to do with IGN. If somebody were to take IGN's video off their site and slap it on their channel, and I've seen this done in the past, where you see the IGN the mark on the video, or it's clear, then there's no arguing. IGN has every right to take that video down or do whatever they want to that person because that's their video, they create it, it's their content. They have every right to that content. So today we're going to get a little more with the IGN and the copyright a little bit because I had so many comments about this. The first I'm going to read to you, comment I got from the last video, just got posted to it a couple hours ago. It's from Yuri of Wind, and it says, I no joke, had this happen to me about a minute ago. IGN apparently owns the rights to Donkey Kong Racing, an unreleased game, which I'm going to have to call bullshit on. If my dispute doesn't go through for whatever reason, I'll probably reach a mad state. And the reason I bring this comment up is because I got messages and comments from people getting flagged for Mass Effect 2. I mean, just a whole range of games got flagged recently from IGN. Even when you go search the web, from last week, there's a lot of people from the IDOS game publishers forums to Google forums of people complaining about IGN flagging their videos on YouTube. And the reason I bring this comment up is one guy posted that online that he had received a message from IGN stating that they're aware of the problem and they're trying to fix and remove the copyright. And why that sounded good, the question comes to you, has anybody had their copyright removed since they got it put on their video from IGN? Because here's my thing, IGN is a very big corporation, and I'm gonna, in my comment from Pop Music Killer explains how big IGN is to you if you don't understand how big IGN as a corporation really is. IGN is owned by News Corp, the same company that's run by Aussie millionaire Rupert Murdoch, and is also behind News of the World scandal. They also are the owners of Everything Fox, and yes, the Fox News Network, as well as the Wall Street Journal. I hope you remember this whenever you go to IGN, GameSpy, or File Planet. Big business is the problem. And the reason is, IGN's a big corporation. So let's say the PR department sends a message to people, hey, we're trying to fix the copyright problem. But their copyright team doesn't know that, so the copyright team is out there flagging videos. And clearly IGN's copyright team, whoever they are for doing the YouTube, has clearly found a way to use the YouTube search engine to flag videos for copyright, has clearly found the right words to flag a large group of people at one time. I mean, their keywords must be perfect. Kind of like when people tag their videos and they put all these phrases in that don't actually relate to their videos, but it draws a bunch of traffic to their videos. It's kind of like when you have, a better way to explain it to you, it's kind of like when you get a letter saying your account will go to collections if you don't pay it. And so you call a large corporation and you talk to a representative and say, okay, and they say it's fixed. You go, okay, take care of. A day or two later, you get another letter saying, hey, your last notice, if you don't take care of this, we are going to take you to collections. You call the corporation again, and they say, yeah, you took care of it this department, but you also got to take care of it this department, and that department. And that's what happens with these big corporations. Listen, big business will do things, as long as they get away with it, they'll continue to do it, okay? I have no doubt that the division of IGN that's doing what they're doing knows what they're doing is not right, but until they get caught, until people realize that that's when they'll change it, and they'll say, oh, we didn't realize what we're doing. It was like when earlier in YouTube's history, the bigger channels would flag other people's videos with copyright that were competition to get rid of it. But YouTube has slowly changed the system where it's harder to do that, but it can still be done in certain cases. So for IGN, it's really a double win, because if they get you to put the ad on their video, then they get the ad on it. If they get you to get so upset because they keep flagging your videos that you quit, it's a win for them, because they have a channel on YouTube that has, what, like 1 million subscribers? Listen, right now our community is going through this kind of a assault in a way, because, listen, all the big channels on YouTube now have gaming channels, because they see that gaming is big on YouTube, and it's becoming a hot thing. Everybody seems to be getting back into video games and retro games, and the prices of retro games the last couple of years have gone through the sky. Machinima in the last couple of years has been very active on gobbling up talent in the community. Even some channels, big channels you think of in the community, they've actually approached them and they've turned them down. But they've been gobbling up talent in the community. I think last one I saw was, what, the Hidden Triforce was the last guy who's now part of Machinima. And the only way to keep companies that are on YouTube like IGN and Machinima in check, to make sure they don't have the influence to control the whole community, is by having competition from regular people, from things like Retroware TV, from Destructoid, from Blister Thumbs, from all the other people. That way it keeps people in checks and balances. So the next comment I am going to read is by Hero Games, and it says, I'm cool with the copyright holder putting an ad on the video rather than trying to have it taken down. In fact, I think it's a great solution, but any company filing a false copyright claim for this purpose should be punished. Maybe YouTube could give them 3 strikes and then bar them from advertising on the site. That'll make them shape up. And that's never going to happen. IGN is a big ad. They put a lot of ads on YouTube. They have a partner channel on YouTube. They have influence, whether you like it or not, and YouTube's not gonna slam them. The truth is, whether you like it or not, the bigger entities that come on YouTube will get where you will get slammed heavily if you do the same thing they do. They just, because they put ads on YouTube and pay for it, because they're a partner and because they have a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, it's easier for YouTube to turn a blind eye. And the last video I'm going to read, the account I'm going to read, is from Freak Indie, and it says, Deus Ex HR videos are seeing a lot of this. Seems to be every so often when a AAA game comes out. I've had this happen to my review of Heavy Rain, The Sims 3, etc. The best way to get around it is to not show intro cinematics, background music from the game, or visuals that are often used by other larger corporations like IGN. These elements are easily found, flagged by YouTube content tagging system. I just removed those videos, re-edit them, never been flagged since. Retro games equal no problem. And actually, there's one more I'm going to read, and it's from Fox EO Games, and he states, unfortunately, the law is the law when it comes to copyright. I don't know of any copyright law that gives IGN any right to the gameplay footage unless the publisher has given them the rights themselves. However, gameplay footage is subject to copyright, as well as music, sound effects in the game. It sucks, I know, but most of us try to get away with it anyway. But fair use does not cover the mass majority of all uses of gameplay footage. We just hope they enjoy the free advertising we give them. And this is true. The problem we're having right now is, first of all, digital copyright laws changed everything, okay? Fair use, the rules of fair use haven't been applied to the internet, first of all. And digital copyright laws are changing, so it could change drastically where fair use doesn't exist at all online. Right now, I know in the United States Congress, they're looking at the possibility of changing the copyright laws. And nobody is sure whether it's going to be better for the consumer or better for the business when it happens. And that's the problem. That when they make new laws, they never go back and look at the other laws, and sometimes the new laws trump the old laws and change the way the system works. And as we all know, big business will always try to manipulate the situation in any way they can for their advantage. And then when they get caught, they'll be like, oh, it was a mistake, we didn't mean to. And really, as long as they get caught and more people aren't, you know, more people are just letting it happen, that had to be put on there than actually fighting it, they win. So, let's get to videos to check out, and I'm talking about that. So, our first video is from MN12Bird Sega Nomad. If you've never seen the handheld, the Sega Nomad, which was basically a handheld Genesis, check out the video. Really cool. You know, to be honest with you, I never knew the Sega Nomad existed until last couple years on YouTube. I knew about the Game Gear, but I didn't know about the Nomad. Now the next one is from Athenewins, and it's 2 videos. I Have a Dream, and For Those Who Care About YouTube. Now the I Have the Dream video, it's about him and one guy he shouted out explaining, you know, how great was he shot him out and the effect of it, and him talking about how his dream that, you know, that people on YouTube can do it, that people on YouTube have to make the change to change YouTube for the better. And the second video, For Those Who Care About YouTube, is basically the average person, little guy, can make changes. If everybody in the community get together, they can make the changes that need to be done to make it a better community. So we should check out both his videos. Next is OMFGeata Crysis 2 Part 1, A Suit, a Beer, and a Dream, 180 DP and DirectX 11, just showing gameplay with their style of comedy, also while playing Crysis 2, with the intro in the very beginning of the video of the game. Next up is LadyGaming Sexy Commentators Game Talk. This is just basically a bunch of girls in the community getting together, talking, shouting out channels they like, and LadyGaming also shout out to people who was in the talk with her while making the video. It's really cool. Next up is JonTronShow, Starfox Adventures, Stairfax Temperatures, JonTron. This video celebrates his 1 year on YouTube, which congratulations to him. It also talks about Starfox Adventures in the GameCube. Now, he was a big fan of Star Fox 64 and how Star Fox Adventures was not a real Star Fox game and was a shock to him. So if you're interested, check that out. Next up is Joshi3Joshi Final Fantasy 7 Tifa's theme violin and piano duet, if you want to hear some music. And if you want a little more music, go check out Fantasy 3's Final Fantasy 10. I was going to say FFX, but I couldn't do it. To Zarnarkand with Kyle Landry. Really cool video, 2 people playing the piano. Next up is Captain 8-Bit, The Game Chasers, Episode 8, Thrill of the Hunt. You know, I've actually been trying not to shout out the same channels over and over again, and they're on this list again because you need to check out their video, because in Game Chasers Episode 8, they find a very rare NES game, which is a Flintstones game, and it's really cool how they found it and the whole situation that happens with them, with each other when the other guy finds it. Next is Acid Snake 87, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, unboxing and updates. Really cool. He's not only does he talk about, you know, not only does he unbox Deus Ex, but he also talks in depth about what the latest PS3 update meant, what it actually did to change things. And then he also shouts out a YouTuber in his video. And the last video I'm going to shout out, even though they're not on the list, the person's show is called The Whitey Show, and I will link it below. Was it Ultimate? I believe Ultimate Gamer is the channel, but I'll link it underneath the other ones. His Deus Ex review, it's actually a real review of Deus Ex. If you're interested, check that out. And that's all the videos for today. Now, on Wednesday, I'm going to get to Demiz's topic, which was about reproduction carts. Are they considered piracy? That'll be for next video, guys. So, till Wednesday.